right? That's like, settle down. All right. Our next performer, ladies and gentlemen, coming to, it's you. You're Joe, right? That's right. All right. All right. Our next performer says he'll take off his shirt if you don't laugh. I'm pretty sure he has a set of boobs under that t-shirt. And they're shaved. You good? You good? You look upset. You good?
I'm listening. I'm enjoying.
Okay. I'm really hoping he takes off his shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the very funny Joseph Martelli.
Thank you. No, I'm taking it. But like most of us, COVID, right? Love handles. I got them. Some extra weight. So I'll tell you a little funny story. My college roommate was sitting here before. And he showed up and I was like, Pete, that's a little too close. I don't know if you want to sit that close. You want to be that close to me? He was like, Joe, I've been in the same room when you masturbated. I'm comfortable. We're fine. So, I'm going to start off. Italians. Any Italians here? I was looking at you because you seem very Italian. Right? No? Not Italian?
On Wednesday.
Kind of looks like a guy who would bury a body in the Meadowlands, right? I am Italian. But I'm West Coast Italian, right? Grew up in California. We didn't have this Italian pride that they have in the East Coast, right? I didn't even really know I was Italian until I moved out here, right? When I was young, my dad, my youngest memory was my dad flipping dough, making the pizza from scratch, right? Throwing it in the air. And when my parents yelled at me for throwing food, I was like, I learned it from watching you, Dad. Little 90s commercial reference. So I moved out to the East Coast when I was 18. And I had to kind of learn how to be Italian. I didn't know, right? I didn't watch Goodfellas until I was in my mid-20s. I didn't own my own tracksuit until I was 30. So I watched Sopranos, and I studied it. Right? I studied it like Jane Goodall in Studying the Apes, taking notes, kind of learning my culture. You know, bada bing, bada bing. How you doing? And then I switched over to Jersey Shore. Any Jersey Shore fans here? I know, right? I really wanted to get to know my people. DTF, right? T-shirt, time. I'll tell you something about my people. You guys, in a week, right? Gym, tan, laundry takes you a week. My people, in an afternoon. We do it in an afternoon. So, I'm in the New Brunswick area, Highland Park. Any Central Jersey folks here? So Route 1, I mean, we all know Route 1. It goes from like New York all the way to Florida. So I go on Route 1 a lot. Route 1, if anybody doesn't know, it doesn't exist. It does exist. Route 1 is like the Parkway, except there's traffic lights every half mile, right? You're constantly accelerating, stopping. Drag racers. People use Route 1 to drag race, right? You know what I'm talking about. Not the old school drag racers like James Dean, right? With the red bomber jacket, slick back hair. They're doing the chicken, what do you call it? The chicken run. They're leaving... You know, they're doing their own thing. These drag racers, these modern drag racers, they're using our roads, right? They're zipping around. They're going under big rigs. They're Tokyo drifting at the intersections. What they're not doing, they're not getting pulled over. I'm getting pulled over. Because my inspection sticker is 1 month overdue by 4 cop cars. Guns drawn. And I'm like, guys, officer, what about those guys? Like... Boys will be boys. License and registration, please. I love a good dive bar, right? I love a good dive bar. I don't need the fancy schmancy bars, the lights, the ambiance. I like a dive bar, right? I don't need a bartender, a cute blonde bartender, just being nice to me for my mom, right? I have a girlfriend for that. I like a bartender a little rough around the edges, right? Guy with long, greasy hair. Guy looks like he makes meth in the back of his Toyota hatchback. Guy looks like he lives on the couch, on his friend's couch, 3 months behind rent. He's in a band, and when you ask him, what kind of music do you play? He's like, we don't like labels. We don't do labels. Those are my type of bars. So I go to one recently in my area. Nice bar, Pino's in Highland Park. Known for its live music. I walk in, I go to the bathroom. And there's an amazing acoustic music playing. And I thought, this place is awesome. Love this acoustic music. It turns out one of the musicians was playing acoustic guitar in the stall, in the bathroom stall. Warming up for his set.
Oh my God.
I gave him a standing ovation. I was throwing potpourri in the stalls. Bravo, farissimo! He bowed, flushed, and he went on stage. Anybody do dry January? I'm retiring this joke after tonight because we're almost in March here, but last one. Dry January. Nobody did it? Well, I think it's great. I think it's great that we have dry January. Right? I think Americans need to find a way to deal with their anxiety and stress other than just drinking. Right? We need a detox. I'll let you know if you have I've noticed some things over the years. If you need if you have issues drinking, if you know you're an alcoholic, if you know what time your liquor stores open up, what time they open, if when you walk in the liquor store, you and the guy working there know each other's name. If your first conversation is, "How are Sheila and the kids?" But I did try January. I tried it. I was like, I'm going to do it this year. I'm going to take a month off. I'm going to focus. Right? So I was doing well. I was sleeping better. I was eating less Taco Bell. I was ordering less sneakers on Amazon. I was texting my ex less. I wasn't spending my nights scrolling through TikTok. But unfortunately, it all came crashing down. I hit a little rough spot in my life, and I reached for the bottle. January 2nd was a rough But I will admit, I do love Fireball. I know Fireball is not a very popular drink. It's crap. It's syrupy. It's not even really whiskey, right? But we love it, right? The shots of Fireball. It's the mango it. I made it. I figured out how to make it from scratch. And I'm going to teach you guys how to make it. True story. So you start with a simple syrup. Simple syrup is equal parts sugar and water, right? Melt it, let it dissolve. Add the whiskey. Step 3, put it in a mason jar. Step 4, add cinnamon sticks and hot peppers. Step 6, or 5. Let's go. Step 5, let it sit for a few days. What are we up to? 6 or 7? 6. Step 6, sample it. Step 7, love it. Step 8, go on a 72-hour bender. Step 8, go to work drunk. Slap the secretary's ass, tell your boss he's an asshole. Step 9, get fired. Step 10, go home, tell your wife, they were downsizing, I lost my job. Step 10, she calls, finds out the real reason you got fired. Step 11, check into a cheap motel and realize you're out of Fireball. Step 12, go to the liquor store, buy some Fireball, and say, how are Sheila and the kids? Simple, right? It's easy. It's easy to make. So it's important as we get older to stay in shape, right? We gotta stay in shape. We gotta stay healthy. So I joined a local basketball league. Right? Anybody play basketball here? It's a tough sport. I haven't played since middle school, right? I was relying on my middle school skills, and that was a long time ago, right? Back then, I was all about video games, macaroni and cheese, had a constant boner. And that's pretty much my life today, but that was a long time ago. So I joined up for this league. And I wasn't expecting the shit talking. You suck, get off the court. My grandma plays better than you. And that was my own teammates. It was my own teammates. But I did score a goal. I did score a basket. Now it was for the other team, but I think it counts. My granny shot went in. It bounced off the rafters, but it went in, and now I'm on their team. I had this one guy on my team, though. This is true. He passes hard. He passes like a rocket. Jammed to my pinkies. He actually passed it to me. I wasn't expecting that. And I went into work, and my coworkers were not expecting me to be good. They were expecting me to fail. I couldn't tell them. The reason I have splints on my pinkies is because of the basketball incident. In all my emails, I was missing the Q's and the P's. But I couldn't tell them. So I told them, you know what? I have a sympathetic bookie. Spare my thumbs. I was talking to my friend Amy. So my friend Amy is going through a divorce. Right? Sad. Divorce is always sad. And they married young. Didn't work out. So she's back online, as people do, right? As soon as they get out of a breakup or divorce, they go right online to start online dating. Amy is very attractive. I used to run with her. I stopped. Every time we went running, I'd hear people yelling, "Hurry up! He's chasing you, he's gaining on you, he's getting close." I don't run with her anymore. Amy chews tobacco. It's not the type of person I would expect to chew tobacco, right? I expect a guy with a pickup truck, a pit bull in the back on the bed, a guy that says things like, "You gonna get now!" That's not Amy. So she's back online, but while she's working through a divorce, she doesn't want to sleep with anybody. She's like, "I just want to get out there, I want to meet some people, get to know some people." So I'm like, okay, so you're going out, these guys are taking you out, dinner, drinks, dancing, they're paying for it, but you're not sleeping with them? She's like, "Yeah, that's right." Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty much every Bumble date I've been on. I have this other friend, Ben, I want to tell you about. Ben moves very slow. He's one of these guys. Just everything he does is slow, right? We went to Costa Rica. We watched from the Sloths. He was like, "I like their swagger. I like your style." Ben told me he got into martial arts. Anybody into martial arts? Yeah, this guy. Right? I was like, "Oh, really? What kind? Aikido? Jiu-jitsu?" It's like, "No, Tai Chi." Tai Chi? That's a martial art? Are you being attacked by elderly people in the park? And he's slow with women. I gotta push him along. But he's online dating, like most people are. And he shows me these pictures. He's like, "Joe, check this girl. Isn't she hot?" I'm like, "Yeah, why didn't you ask her out?" He's like, "I did. She blocked me." And then she reported me. I'm like, Ben, again with the dick pics. I don't do dick pics. Those are amateurs. Full body nude, front and back. But that's not why she got upset with me. I requested some feet pics. I'm like, well, at least you tried to get off on the right foot. Or the left. And that's what I know. There's not a lot of women in this audience I'm seeing, but women are getting a lot of requests. Like, guys start talking to them, but instantly they start requesting pictures of weird stuff, right? I knew a guy obsessed with ears, right? He wanted the ear pictures. Ironically, a bad listener. I knew a calf guy. Coincidentally, he always ordered veal. So I knew I had to motivate Ben. I had to give him a little guilt. I got to pressure him along. So there was this girl, Sarah, we both know, he likes. I said, "Ben, I hung out with Sarah." He's like, "Oh, really? Did you put in a good word for me?" I said, "After we had sex, yeah, I told her you said hi." She asked if your penis was anywhere near as big as mine. I said, no. But his heart is. Eventually, Ben did ask her out. He texted her and asked her out. She blocked him, and then she reported him. Okay, I'm getting late. Does that mean 1 minute, 2 minutes? 1 minute. All right, let's make it fast. Lotto. So I'm on the road a lot for work. I stop at convenience stores. In Jersey, we have a ton of convenience stores, right? But I always get stuck behind Lotto guy, right? You know Lotto guy. He's ordering like pick sixes, pick fives. He's giving out birthdays, anniversaries. And I'm stuck there. I just popped in for a quick minute. Line's building up. People are getting frustrated, like, this fucking guy. Hurry it up! Finally, this guy moves. I'm like, oh my God, what a loser. I need 50 pick sixes. Here's my numbers on a wet napkin. Go nuts, baby. Anybody been to an AA meeting? Any alcoholics here? I do see a lot of drinks. I have been to an AA meeting. Somebody was talking about AA before. Comedians. I have been to one. I was going through a rough time. I was going through a breakup. We all know what that's like, right? Went through a breakup. Drink. I was drinking. So I was going to nip this in the bud. I'm going to go to an AA meeting and just see what it's about. So, the first thing you do is you go around the room and introduce yourself. Right? Your name, I'm an alcoholic. I wasn't there yet. I didn't want to admit it. I was like, I am Joe. Maybe, no. Potentially, no. Pro tip, when you go to one of these meetings, when they go around the room, telling your story, go first. Go first. Because the stories are crazy, and they just keep getting crazier. And I was last. The woman before me had a crazy story. She was like, I was drunk, my rock bottom, my kids were in the back, I was drinking Jack, and I drove over a bridge, and I was like, woo! All right, Joe, you're up. Well, I'm Joe. Come back from work, drink a little bit much, and the vibe was just like, that's it? That's all you got? You heard the bridge story? I was like, no. There's more to that. No, I throw my kids on the back, and I go drag racing down Route 1 going, yeah! That's my time, folks. Joe Martelli, thank you.
All right. And he shook his hand, everything. Did the right thing. It's perfect. So, hi, my name is John, and I used to do a lot of coke.